Hello, everybody, and welcome. Yes, we are starting a little bit earlier because I am seeing everybody coming into the courtroom. Now, I don't know if it is starting right this minute, but I do have it up. We are not allowed to live stream it. So, what I'm going to have to do is just relay to you guys what is happening from the WebEx, as I cannot show it. Now, the judge did make some orders regarding this. Hang on a second. There we go. Okay, let me just see what's going on here. Hello, everybody coming in, and happy Canada Day, my fellow Canadians. And thank you for everybody saying happy Canada Day. I know you guys are having your 4th of July coming up. We've got our 1st of July. But I do think the festivities are going to be put on hold because we have nasty weather. So give me a second, you guys. I just want to see. I do see both of his lawyers, David Beller and Jane Fisher Brylson, in the courtroom. So let me give some shout outs. Nana, hello. Vera Ray, Patty Ward, Looby Lou, Tracy, K. Mitch, Summer Dawn, Juror 11 in the house. And thank you so much. No, we cannot even do the audio live. Hello, Spunky. Good to see you. Shamnak, hello, hello, hello. Yes, our holiday has been tainted by this, but in so many ways it's a good thing because Barry has finally been brought back to Colorado. He is facing an advisory hearing this afternoon. It looks to me like these two lawyers are going to be retained by him, as they have filed tons of paperwork. Tons. Hello, Ashley. Hope you get that figured out. Now, tomorrow we'll be covering the Brian Koberger plea hearing, change in plea. Lots of things could go differently with that. I'm going to have to wait, you guys. Maybe tomorrow morning I'll go over the new documents. They're basically saying that they are objecting to any WebEx, anything. They don't want us to be able to see anything during this trial, including the things that the judge has already allowed. So they're trying to get all cameras removed from the courtroom. They don't want any of this going out to the masses. They say it's not a spectacle. It's a public trial, yes, but if you're not in the courtroom or the overflow room, then too bad for you. You're just going to have to read media reports. They want all of the cameras out of the courtroom. Now, is the judge going to do that? I don't know. I was hoping that the judge allowed us to view the trial and stream it, but I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm not sure, Summer Dawn, if they are private or if we'll probably find out shortly. Also, let me just see here while we're waiting for this to come up so I don't mess anything up here. The defense also filed a notice of revocation of waivers and invocation of all privileges and rights, which means up until today, this was filed, well, up until yesterday, actually, because this was filed yesterday, anything that he gave the police or any agency the rights to look at, search, whatever, he's revoking all those privileges. They've also gone to the extent, like this, it's giving me bad vibes already. They want the court to adopt the numbering system as they see it regarding documents and how they're filed, what's used, like how they're put into the record. They want their way of doing things adopted by the court. I mean, in Canada, that's the way that it's done already. And I see by other cases in the United States, they pretty much do it the way they're wanting the courts to adopt. But I did see some differences. The defense motion to require notice and consent prior to any contact with the defendant. So they are not allowed to contact him. They are not allowed to do anything with Barry Morphew. They have to go through the attorneys, and the attorneys have to be present if they want to talk to him or anything. They are objecting to the expanded media coverage. I have his booking sheet. I'm going to show you that now. And also there's a defense motion for preservation and production of all material, including every photo. They want Suzanne's remains. They want access to all of it, any hair, fiber, the clothes found when her remains were found. They want access to all of it, including everything from his previous trial that was dismissed without prejudice. So let me bring up his booking sheet, and I'll show you that as we're waiting. Okay, so here is his booking sheet. I'm surprised that they didn't block out his phone number and his date of birth, but they blocked out his address and his operator number, his social security. He's self-employed. Inmate in custody, classification, medium security. Medium security. He's not even in max. He's in medium security. Murder first degree after deliberation and with the intent to cause felony 1. So, like, first degree, and he's only in a medium security. Like, his classification's only medium. Hope they have him on suicide watch. Okay, so this is the Alamosa County Sheriff's Office custody booking report, Barry Morphew. Again, we have this address already. I showed it to you. This address where he was living had been transferred to his daughter, Mallory, his oldest daughter. Location of arrest, Goodyear, Arizona. Now, Goodyear, Arizona is quite the distance from where that trailer park was and where the police station was, where I was hearing he was arrested right across from the police station. Here it is showing cash only, a $3 million cash only bond, and then his signatures. So that is his booking. He's got a bobo on his head here. Look at that. Poor guy. Did you fall down? Go boom. Did somebody smack you? Right? There's Martin. Hello, Martin. We will be going live Thursday, you guys, 1 p.m. Eastern. I will have Martin with me. I will have Jules another day in the car. She will be with us. I'm still trying to get a hold of my brother, AK, and hopefully he will join us also. So mark that on your calendars, you guys. Martin and Jules will be with me Thursday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, he's got a little boo-boo. In the color photo, you can see it better. It is a cut right here, so I don't know what happened there, but I hope somebody got to give him a little love tap, right? Okay. So I am seeing, oh, they flipped the camera. What was on the left is now on the right, and what was on the right is now on the left. Let me just see here. I can't even show you this, you guys. We will probably find out today if they are private or state retained. Depends if he claims that he's indigent. And everything is under his daughter's name now. So, Juror 11 says, Zufta, I'm not happy about Burger King. He's such a coward. I mean, it's so wrong on so many different levels, you guys. Like, we're going to get into it with the Brian Koberger thing. I'll go live a little bit earlier tomorrow so we can have a little chit chat about it. I have seen both Xana and Kaylee's parents' statements. They are livid. And I am hoping that the judge does not accept the plea deal. But we will have to wait and see. That is happening tomorrow. I will be live probably around 12:30 Eastern. So make sure you are with me then, and we will be able to see all that. Unlike this here, we will be able to see it, hear it. We're going to see the courtroom. We're going to see Brian Koberger. We're going to see everything. Now, the thing is with the Brian Koberger plea that's happening, I have gotten word from an inside source that says that he is not intending on giving any information about why, about how it was planned, how long he planned. He's not giving any information at all. It's not part of the deal, which to me is BS. He should have to tell everything, including where the weapon is, everything. And apparently it's not part of the plea deal, which I think is going to infuriate the families even more. Like their rights are being taken away to hear what happened and to hear it all. Everything that they've been banned from hearing, you know what I mean, and had to keep silent and everything else. I got a nasty comment on my video that said, basically, this is best for Dylan and Bethany. basically you didn't even take them into consideration when you said what you said. And it's like, excuse me, this isn't about Dylan and Bethany. This is about 4 people that cannot breathe anymore, that their lives were taken. This isn't about Dylan and Bethany and how now they can just get on with their lives, is what this person said in their comment. And I kept my temper, and I gave a little bit of a response back saying this isn't about Dylan and Bethany. This was about getting justice for the families and for the victims. This has nothing to do with Dylan and Bethany. This trial was not about the Dylan and Bethany show. And I forget everything that I'd said. I should have screenshotted it first, but I ended up just blocking her and removing the comment because she just pissed me off so bad. Like, us Canadians are very polite and very, understanding and everything, but there's a line, a line. Thank you, everybody, for the Happy Canada Day. Yep, just seen the boo-boo. Everybody saying hello to Martin. Yes. Hello, Petunia. Yeah, you got to watch. I go, this is why Nana, I go by the verified information. Now, it's saying Goodyear. I don't know. We'll have to see. Everything will come to light. Hello, DK. Good to see you. Everybody is filing into the courtroom, you guys. So both of his lawyers are there, along with another female. They've got the camera. It looks like News Nation. Let me just, I'm trying to see. It looks like it's News Nation. The judge did allow one pool camera. It looks like it's News Nation. There are others in the courtroom on the defense side. I'm not recognizing these 3 gentlemen. They could be police. I don't know, but they are in plain clothes. Wow, they already look like they got a good size file going on. 3 women and a man walked in. The man is David Beller, and the female is Jane Fisher Ralston, and 2 other females. Looks like it could be part of their legal team. Also walked in with them. They're getting their stuff all set up at the table. I haven't seen the prosecutors come in yet, but the defense side is slowly filling up. I haven't seen either one of the daughters. There are court personnel, security that are there. And this is an advisement hearing, you guys. This is going to be one of many hearings that are going to happen over the next, I'd say, 2 weeks. Let me just message. I don't know if she's at the pool, but message my sister. Okay, let me just minimize this for a minute. Let me go back to this. This is the one that I found interesting. This is one of this one you guys are going to find interesting. I'm just going to go over this while we are waiting for court to start. So, as you can see, Jane Fisher and David Beller are on the documents now. They filed this motion for preservation and production of material. This is the defense 005. Comes now Barry Morphew by and through counsel and hereby one notifies the district attorney's office and through the district attorney's office all law enforcement agencies, personnel, and reporting agencies of his demand to preserve material as set forth below, and two, request that this court enter an order for preservation and production and order the prosecution to so instruct law enforcement, CBI, and all other reporting agencies. Number one, this prosecution is a continuation of a previous prosecution brought in Chaffee County and later transferred to Fremont County. Whenever Mr. Morphew refers to this case or makes any reference to personnel, he is including the cases of Chaffee County District Court number 21 CR 78 and Fremont County District Court number 22 CR 47 by whatever court or agency case file numbers they are known. Number two, the defense specifically demands the state preserve and produce to Mr. Morphew, upon request, all physical evidence in this matter, including but not limited to the following. Look at this. All remains, including clothing or other material found with or associated with those remains of Suzanne Morphew. I don't know why my chat keeps freezing up here. Yes, today is a big day for sure. He isn't in the courtroom yet, just his lawyers and a bunch of court staff and others from his team. Okay. All cars which have been seized or searched, all houses and buildings which have been seized or searched, all physical evidence obtained, all blood tissue, bone material, or other physical evidence that has in any way been obtained by law enforcement or the prosecution in this case, all supposed trace evidence, including but not limited to hairs, fibers, blood, saliva, skin, gunshot residue of any description, and blood splatter. Number three, Mr. Morphew demands that the following construed broadly be preserved and produced to the defense. All recordings produced or seized in connection with the case, all law notes, including handwritten or typed dictated notes and tapes of any and all contracts and statements of all people contacted or interviewed, police handwritten or typed dictated notes and tapes of all police activities and commentary and statements regarding this case. Right? Oh, you're very welcome, Jean. Thank you for being here and watching along with us. It's going to be starting there, you guys. Is that somebody from the prosecution? I don't think so, because they're on the other side. Okay. Like I said, I've got it up and I'm waiting, you guys. The tapes of dictations, police investigations dictate from their notes that are not transcribed to police reports. All records, experiments, 911 tapes, dispatch tapes, and all other audio tapes and or videotapes and or other media recordings. All scientific reports, memoranda, or notes produced in connection with the events. All photographs made or seized. Duplicates of all photographs, videotapes, and or audio tapes of any and all autopsies. All biological samples and physical evidence made or seized in connection with this case. All records and laws and receipts pertaining to the storage and movement of physical and or documentary evidence. All correspondence, including email, text, mail, correspondence by or to law enforcement and the prosecution concerning the investigation. Jean says she lived in Fremont County when the trial was supposed to take place. Yes. All records and logs, receipts pertaining to the storage and movement of physical evidence. The state bears an obligation under Criminal P-16-1, subsection A-4, to make all of the physical evidence available to the accused. The prosecution's duties to disclose potentially material and exculpatory evidence do not end within its own office. The duty applies to the evidence in the possession of all law enforcement agencies and all those who have reportedly, directly, or indirectly or assisted in the investigation. I just scared the hell out of me. My phone went off. That's sister. The prosecution only has a duty to learn and retrieve from all law enforcement any evidence favorable to the defense. They also have to produce it. Oh yeah, this time they've got the file ready to hand over and say, here's everything. See, I told you she'd be in the pool. Okay, Mr. Morphew will be making an independent evaluation of all items which are possible material evidence and potentially exculpatory in this case. It's not good here either, Summer. The evidence seized includes items that are material and potentially exculpatory and are necessary to the effective defense of this case. The due process guarantee of fundamental fairness also entitles the defendant to the right to access evidence. The criminal trial is fundamentally unfair if the state proceeds against a defendant without making certain that he has access to the raw materials integral to the building of an effective defense. The Colorado Constitution imposes a heightened reliability requirement in capital cases over and above that provided by the federal Constitution. So you can guarantee I don't remember if this can still be tried as a capital case or not. Given the rights at stake, there is a strong presumption that possibly exculpatory evidence should be given to the defendant. Thus, even evidence that is not material must be disclosed absent proof of a compelling interest. I'm just checking the courtroom to see who's coming in. Okay. This discovery is authorized by the 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendments to the Constitution of the United States. The due process guarantee of fundamental fairness also entitles the defendant the right to access evidence. Criminal trial is fundamentally unfair if the state proceeds against the defendant without making certain he has access to the raw materials integral to the building of an effective defense. Colorado Constitution imposes a heightened reliability requirement in capital cases over and above that provided by the federal Constitution. So with them bringing in this capital case, because this first started back before they got rid of the death penalty, I think he could still face. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's just why they are talking about a capital case. If he's not eligible for it, is maybe he is, right? Given the rights at stake, there is a strong presumption that possibly exculpatory evidence should be given to the defendant. Thus, even evidence that is not material must be disclosed absent proof of compelling interest. The purpose of discovery is to ensure fair process, aid the accuracy and efficiency in the search for the truth, reduce the risk of trial by ambush, and protect the innocents. Excuse me. This motion is intended to be construed broadly to include all district attorneys and their contract and employed personnel, regardless of judicial district or prosecuting agency, thus including those in Chaffee and or Fremont County. All law enforcement and or investigative agencies and their contract and employed personnel, all investigative agencies, including government agencies such as the CBI, Department of Public Safety, any private contractors or experts consulting with or conducting any work for any prosecuting law or law enforcement agency. Law enforcement investigated agencies, prosecutors, and other contract and employed personnel from a wide variety of jurisdictions worked on and or were consulted in the prosecution of Barry Morphew. Mr. Morphew. I'm saying Barry. Bear. What'd you guys think of my thumbnail with the two little chipmunks with handcuffs? I haven't seen anybody comment on it. The other personnel and agency must be regarded as reporting agencies and within the purview of this court's order for preservation, which states, prosecuting attorney's obligations under this section A extend to material and information in the possession or control of members of his or her staff and or any others who have participated in the investigation or evaluation of the case, and to either regularly report or, with reference to the particular case, have reported to his or her office. Did you love it, Des? Des says, I loved it. Whenever Mr. Morphew uses the term law enforcement, state, or prosecution, he intends to include any person or agency described in this paragraph. Whenever Mr. Morphew uses the term law enforcement, he means all of those agencies in whatever jurisdiction they are located and by whatever name they are known. So this was submitted yesterday. Okay, a few more people have come into the courtroom. I see the sheriff. Looks like he is going to the side door where they bring in the defendants. Oh my God, you guys, this is so uncomfortable. Half sitting on a chair, half off. I showed my sister last night the burn on my leg. So there are that was just one that I thought you guys would find interesting before we start. Let me just bring this one up. This is 6 pages, so I don't know if we're going to get through it all because the courtroom is starting to fill up. I do not see his daughters yet. I don't, let me just make this full screen so I can see better. This cop would get out of the way of the camera. I do not see the daughters yet. Oh, thank you, Butterfly Dina. Thank you, DK. Okay. And Jean says, great thumbnail, love the chipmunks in handcuffs. No, they're not in handcuffs. They have the handcuffs. They're coming for Barry. Like Barry said, he was chasing chipmunks around the yard trying to shoot at chipmunks, when actually it was probably Suzanne he was chasing all over. The chipmunks have handcuffs in their hands, ready to handcuff them. Oh, Summer, I'm making sure I've got my headset on. So audio is not going to be leaked. No visions of the courtroom are going to be leaked. That's why I make sure before I show you something, I am making sure that I'm on the right. Okay, so let me show you this. So this was also filed, you can see right here, yesterday. At the top here in blue. Objection to order preemptively granting request for expanded media coverage comes now Barry Morphew by and through his counsel and hereby objects to this court's order of June 20th and requests modifications as outlined below and states, on June 20th, this court entered an order preemptively granting request for expanded media coverage To exercise of sound discretion at the court commands the denial of expanded media coverage in all proceedings in this matter. Oh, thank you, Susan. I appreciate you. I'll let you know as soon as I see the girls come in. Thank you, Summer. I appreciate you. Oh, they're getting ready, you guys. We're going to have to. Okay, they are getting ready. The court clerk has now turned on the volume so I can hear what's being said. So I don't know what's going on, but the clerk just asked for David Beller and Jane Fisher to come up and see her. Now, the prosecution isn't in yet. I do not see the daughters in yet. They just pulled up Melinda Mormon Balzer, and I don't know why. Her camera is not showing, her camera's off. But the clerk has pulled up that name, Melinda Mormon. That is Suzanne, a relative, I'm assuming, of Suzanne's sister, maybe. Jean says, oh no, Willow, what happened? It was like 115, 120 degrees, and I was out on my front deck, and I was sewing up one of my cushions to my chairs, and I sat on this black tin table that had been sitting in the sun for 3-4 hours in 115 degrees, and it gave me third-degree burns across the back of my leg, right up by my butt. So it's very uncomfortable. You can't really wrap it because of, like, it's in that bend of your leg on my butt. So, like, just below my butt, but right there in that bending area of your leg. So nothing stays in. Okay, so that's her sister. Thank you again, Summer Dawn, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. And she says, with that, she says, and thank you, Martin, for that. Yes, Melinda, her sister, Melinda Mormon Balzer. With the super chat, Summer Dawn says, justice for the chipmunks. The chipmunks are getting justice. Okay, now she's making this. Somebody is in on the prosecution side. There's a lady with dark hair and a child. What the? Why would you bring a child to this? There is a woman that is sitting on the prosecution side. She has long dark hair, and she brought a child with her. Like, wow. I do not see the daughters. There are 2 other females there that are part of the defense team. There's also 2 men sitting directly behind David Beller and Jane Fisher. I don't know who they are. They're in, like, the button-up shirts, no ties, just a button-up shirt and slacks. Look like they could be coppers, but I'm not so sure about that. Let me bring my mic closer to me. I need my coffee. Prosecution still is not in the courtroom, you guys. This should be starting any minute. Oh boy. I'm so sorry to hear that, Jean. I hope your granddaughter is okay. My niece too, Dez's daughter, burnt the back of her hand, and they kept her in ICU. Jane Fisher is approaching where the judge would be if the judge was in and gave some kind of document. Ouch. Yeah, this is uncomfortable, you guys. I got to half sit on this chair. This is a small child. The child looks about maybe 5, 6 years old, maybe around there, about 6. Now, there is another girl that just came in, and on the prosecution side, she looks young. She looks maybe 16, 17. That, I believe, is one of the prosecutors. And he's having David Beller's trying to have the prosecution sign a document, which the prosecution is signing. They are bringing several documents over. The defense is bringing several documents over to the prosecution to have him sign. What they are, I don't know. Yes, Gene, burns are the worst. But I got to keep reminding myself this too shall pass. Oh, it's just uncomfortable. And I know I'm going to be sitting here for a while. But I always keep my promises. No third-degree burn is going to keep me away from keeping my promises to you guys. So now there are 2 females, one that looks, like I just said, younger, and one that looks a lot older. They're not sitting together. They're a couple benches apart. The older woman with the child is sitting in the back, and this girl, and it's not one of his daughters, but she looks young. She's sitting on the prosecution side too. I'm actually surprised at how many are sitting on the defense side. Maybe I got these backwards. Let me look up a picture of David Beller. Oh, I got them mixed up, you guys. It's the prosecution that's in the courtroom. David Beller just came in. So there are, oh, I gotta sneeze. Hang on. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay, so I just looked up a picture of David Beller, and this looks like him with the gray hair, clean shaved face. That is definitely David Beller. So there's a male and female prosecutor. The prosecutor, I thought, was David Beller. And the female that's on the prosecution side, I thought was Jane, but no. The defense attorney, David Beller, just came in, and it was close up enough that I could see that that's who that is. That would explain a lot, because there's a lot of people on the, which I thought was the defense side, which is actually the prosecution. So that makes a lot more sense now. David Beller, he's clean shaven, gray hair, and they're bringing up all kinds of people on screen, like names. So it's making it really hard to see anything, because as each one is added to the screen, it makes each screen smaller and smaller in the WebEx. Dava Lipka. Who's David Lipka? This person also was just added to the screen, as well as Melinda Mormon Balzer. Whoops. These are the two that are on the screen, as well as there's a camera on the judge, and there's a camera on the courtroom itself with the prosecution and defense and the gallery. So now there is a male sitting beside the younger female, an older woman in the back with a child, and that's on the defense side. Yeah, that's what I mean. As soon as I seen him come in and he's going to the side where that kid is with the woman in that, oh, that's the defense side. Okay. But when I seen the male and female come in together, I automatically assumed, okay, that's David and Jane, right? But nope, I was wrong. I was wrong. It's not the first time, won't be the last. But they had initially filed paperwork saying that they were only there for the initial appearance. But it seems now that with all these filings that the defense has made for Barry Morphew, I feel like they may be actually going to go on record. Okay, the judge has walked in, and she doesn't look none too happy. It's a female judge, Amanda Hopkins, whoever that is. If she's the judge, she looks like it. She's got the black robe on. Barry is still not there. Oh, there she is. Okay, there's Jane. Oh, I recognize her from the first trial. So there's only the younger female and a male, an older male. Oh, it's hard to see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people on the defense side now sitting behind the defense attorneys. Here comes Barry Morphew. He is in orange and white stripes. He's smiling. Okay, it's starting, so let me listen and I will tell you what I am hearing. Judge said, "Let me know when you're ready, Mr. Beller." And he said, "Just one moment. I'm going to also be writing things down so I don't forget, because you guys know my memory." Sharpening up my pencil. Yep, so Barry's just sitting there. He has not aged well. Okay, the judge is just talking. They're just putting their names for the prosecution and defense on record. Okay, so the judge is going to be talking. They're going to be talking. Okay, so he's waived the reading of the advisement. She's talking about the motions that the defense filed. The state wants to dispense of all the motions that were filed already. They want to deal with them now. No objection to the way that things are filed. So the media coverage, to talk, they're responding to the defense's objection to the media coverage. Um, the prosecution is saying that they think with the judge's orders for the media coverage is good enough. They're still going to object to it. Says it's going to continue to file objections regarding media coverage as it goes on. If there's extended media coverage and they see it's getting out of hand, he's fighting that any footage of the girls or anything he wants exempt. So basically, what he's saying is he's going to continue to object if this gets out of hand and he sees that there's so much media coverage. Um, and that he wants the judge to order all of us that are watching this WebEx that we can't live stream, we can't take pictures, we can't copy it in any way. And if it, hang on, the judge going to make an order. Okay, so the judge is just going over her order. Yeah, so apparently there was somebody that was recording one of the victims, he said, as she was coming into the courtroom. So I'm assuming that's one of the daughters. That's not allowed. They're not allowed to video record them coming from the courthouse, leaving the courthouse. On none of the court grounds are they able to record at no time. Hang on. Okay, so her order that she previously stated sounds like it's going to stand unless somebody breaches it, and then she's going to take everything away. So she's just going over her instructions that she already gave. Okay, so she's saying the reason for her order of not audio and videoing anywhere in the court or courthouse, courtroom, etc., hallways outside is to protect others that have to come to this courtroom and courthouse. Like there's other people that have cases, right? That could be domestic abuse or something along them lines that they should be able to come to the court without being videotaped or being caught by accident. So that's why she is saying that this is the order she's made. No microphones, no boom mics, nothing. So she's just rereading what she already ordered. Okay, so that was the defense, the second motion that the defense filed. So she's just referring right now, she's keeping her original orders in effect. She's not going to deny the media coverage in total, but the media has to be in the overflow room, except for the one camera that's allowed in the courtroom. So if you don't hear me speaking for a bit, you guys, it's because I'm listening so I can tell you guys what's happening. So she's just giving all the where you can find all the rules for what she just stated. She's going over the order for pretrial publicity, that they can't speak of the case. So basically a gag order on evidence, stuff like that, except for the prosecution, defense, and court, the judge and her personnel. Nobody else can have any electronic device in the courtroom. You bring your cell phone in, if you do go in to watch this in person and you're caught with your cell phone in the courtroom, it's going to be confiscated and not returned. No, they're not allowed to record outside the court either, Susan. So there's a row in the courtroom for media, a row for Mr. Morphew's family. Statutory victims will have a row. The rest of the spaces are for the prosecution and defense teams. If there's any seats left, members of the public, if there's any, okay, so there's not going to be many seats for the general public. And once those few seats are filled, then you will have to watch it in the, I guess, the overflow room. No disruptive behavior, no signs or symbols, no specific clothing supporting any specific party, no demonstrations on the ground like the just like the Karen Reed movement. So no picketing outside the courtroom or on the grounds. Nowhere on the property are people allowed to be that. No interviews allowed on the grounds of the courthouse. They're not allowed to approach Mr. Morphew or the daughters or the attorneys. Hmm. If if the lawyers want to give an interview, they can do it, but you can't approach them. She's trying to protect the privacy of everybody else that has to use the building. No obstructing clear passages through the hallways, including the parking lot. Anybody that is known to be summoned or being a witness in this case, you are not allowed to approach them. So no media can approach them either until that juror, witness, or whatever has been released. Anybody coming into the courtroom is going to be screened by security personnel. Barry's just sitting there looking straight ahead. I do believe Macy is in the courtroom. She's telling Mr. Beller that he can raise objections regarding the media coverage and whatever in the future if something comes up, and she will deal with it at that time. Okay, D3, that's to give over all evidence and etc. They said that they've reviewed it, they're on notice. D5, they said they intend to comply with Rule 16. If the defense wants to discuss anything more, that they can make contact with the prosecution and they will make contact to get information that they for the information that they are requesting. If they're requesting information from other law enforcement agencies, They want some notification of that via motion so they know exactly what they're asking for so they can comply with Rule 16. Beller is up now. He says it's reasonable. Amanda Hopkins is the judge. Beller's saying that we potentially don't know what's out there, so they want everything from every agency so they can see what's exculpatory and what is not, and they want to make that determination themselves. He says he expects the prosecution to comply with Rule 16, but he just wanted to put them on notice that they want all the information, whether it's exculpatory or not. They're calling it a friendly amendment, that they just want that concession that he wants the court to advise that the prosecution that they're on notice for this information that they're requesting. And the judge is now saying that regarding Rule 16, she's asking the prosecution about preservation of evidence if they are within her reach or that she's knowingly of. They're asking if law enforcement still has custody and control of houses, cars. They don't have control of the home. Puma Path has been sold. So that's why she's asking for a list of things that they are requesting. Because Puma Path has been sold, other things have been sold that they don't have access or control over. They did maintain evidence from the first trial that they felt they needed to retain, and she doesn't want the court to just give a blanket order because they may not have care, control, or custody of some of the things that they're requesting. But they're to preserve anything that they do have from the previous trial and from their investigation after the trial, the last trial. So the judge is ordering preservation of all evidence from last court and under Rule 16. She's specifically saying that the law enforcement has to preserve their notes, specifically of those notes and any other notes or memorandums that are required to be preserved under Rule 16 and disclose that all to the defense. If there's any problem with that, they can bring it before her and she will figure it out. So that goes over everything that he filed, the motions that he filed. Okay, so she's there's timeline things she needs to work out. So now he's going to discuss representation. Prosecution's up, no motions from them, but they want clarification for a record to be made. regarding representation of Barry Morphew's two daughters. Oh, Brierson is no longer representing the daughters. So Jane Barry Allison is withdrawing, representing Mallory and Macy, and they want to know who the representative is going forward. Okay, so now representation for Mr. Beller. State is paying his expense, but the public defender's office has a conflict, so they will not represent him. So there's going to be a motion filed from the public defender's office. Okay, so he's saying that Jane and himself will be retained, like continue to represent him by the alternate defense counsel because the public defender's office where they are is in conflict. So there's a conflict there. They can't represent Barry. So they're going to watch ADC. Will decide who is going to defend him. Okay, so he expects the alternate defense counsel to keep him and Jane on as counsel, but he is going to be paid by the state. So the office of the public defender she is assigning them to represent him. If they say that there's a conflict, they got to file that within 24 hours. And then the ADC will decide. Once they file that conflict paperwork, then the ADC will have to appoint other attorneys. And David said him and Jane, he thinks will be appointed to continue on. Mallory Macy is undecided yet. She's asking how long it's going to take him to review the grand jury indictment to see if he's going to challenge it. It's voluminous, and they've already given them everything today. So he's asking for a status hearing in 60 days, and they want a probable cause review. Prosecution is given 2 sets of discovery in 2 parts. Everything was given today that was from both the last case and this one. They have 1 more transcript to complete, and they should have that within a week, and they will be giving that to the defense. He anticipated a probable cause challenge, so he's got a flash drive that he wants to give to the judge so she can go over it, so she's able to make a ruling on it. And he said that this was anticipated, so that's why they made the flash drive to give to the judge. So they're doing the transcript so the judge can decide whether herself, if there's probable cause, so they can go forward. They have multiple terabytes of discovery that they've just given over. They sent out a letter to all law enforcement about not talking about the case and not making any public statements. They're also gonna send out a blanket request for all notes, and they said within 21 days, they should have that all back. They're gonna send out a request for all their notes. But they did anticipate the probable cause review, the request for that, so they have the grand jury proceedings on a flash drive that they just gave to the judge for the judge to review so she can make a decision whether she feels there is still probable cause to go forward. Like I said to you, these guys, man, they have everything ready and it's like boom, boom, boom. Nothing like Linda Stanley. They are prepared. They have everything. Okay, so they're looking at dates. So they're looking at a status hearing date. They're looking at the beginning of September, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th. 2nd, 3rd, or 5th. So the defense is asking for September 2nd for a status review, and that's acceptable to prosecution. Everybody agrees on September 2nd, so there'll be a status review. Mr. Morphew is to be brought in person for that matter, and she wants any probable cause review filed long before that. Prosecution has nothing more. Mr. Beller is talking about bond. Oh, okay, so he wants a bond hearing set for on the same day, September 2nd. He doesn't wish to address it today, but he wants a bond hearing also on September 2nd, along with the status review. So they're gonna be addressing bond on September 2nd. Defense has nothing else, prosecution has nothing else, that's the end. Okay, let me just close this out so I don't accidentally and take my earphones off here. All right, so holy crap, that was hard to try and tell you guys what's going on and repeat what's been said at the same time. So, as it stands right now, as far as his lawyers, he is entitled to public defenders because he is in custody and he's indigent, they say. But there, with the public defender's office in that county, there's a conflict of interest. So what they said is it's going to have to go to the alternate defense counsel. And what Beller said that he anticipates happening is that they will just keep David Beller and Jane Fisher on the case, but that's going to have to go through the ADC, and they will decide if David Beller and Jane Fisher will still be representing him. As far as Mallory and Macy, Jane Fisher Brilson was their lawyer representing them in Barry's first trial. She has withdrawn from representing them. I don't know who's representing them, if anybody right now. What else was on there? The judge did not change her decision on the expanded media coverage, although she did add a few more things to it. Apparently, one of the girls had complained about being videotaped as they were trying to come in the courtroom. To me, it looked like Macy, but it could have been Mallory. I don't know. But one of the girls, while she was trying to get into the courtroom, there were people that were videotaping her, and the judge said that is a big no-no. She also said that there's going to be very limited seats. Like, this courtroom is not big. It's like the size of the Karen Reed one. It's very small. They've got 2 rows for Barry Morphew and his attorneys, for Barry Morphew's family and attorneys. And there's 2 smaller rows in the back. One in the very back is reserved for media on both sides. So there's a 1 row, maybe 8 people on each side. So 16 people are maybe going to get in. Anybody else is going to have to go to the overflow room, or they're going to have to come and listen to me. Also, let me just see here. The defense's arguments about preserving evidence and stuff like that, that's all been dealt with. The prosecution said that they fully intend on following Rule 16. They have given over terabyte after terabyte after terabyte. They handed them tons of terabytes, is what they said, of all the disclosure, and Brady and everything has been handed to them. They still do have to wait for the written transcript from the grand jury, but they do have the flash drive of it, which they handed to the judge because they were expecting the defense to ask for a probable cause review. So they have asked for a probable cause review, which means the judge is going to have to go over the transcript and I guess the recording of the grand jury, and she will have to make a determination if she still feels there's probable cause to go forward. If she does, it goes forward. If she does not, I don't know what's going to happen. So September 2nd is going to be the status review. I will be here again, bringing it all to you. Don't forget this Thursday, you guys, 1 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to have Jules and Martin on. We're going to talk a lot about this case. So if you want to listen to that, and we will also probably go over new filings that happen between now and then. As you know, Martin and Kurt, both AK, both dove deep into this, blood, sweat, and tears. The GPS, the tracking of not only the Bobcat, but the truck and Barry's movements and everything else. They got a lot of good information there. So I'm going to have Martin here to help maybe answer any questions that I can't, because I'm not good with electronics, although I have been accused of hacking into WebEx in the past. But I can't even hack into my own email. So I can't get my earbuds working, so I have to use headphones. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. That's how good I am with electronics. So all the electronic stuff and stuff like that, like Martin and AK are the guys to go to. Jules lives in Colorado, not far from where Barry was living. She did a lot of snooping around and going to Longhorn and Puma Path and stuff like that. So she's going to be with us too. It's going to be really interesting. I hope you guys can all make it Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern right here, and we will be live with that. I can cuss as loudly as I need to in my living room, so I'm good right here with the fam. There you go. So tomorrow, you guys, I'm going to be covering the Brian Koberger. Go check out that thumbnail. I want to see how many people are going to start using my slogan, the deal with the devil, because that's what my thumbnail says. The prosecution made a deal with the devil. And I'm anxious to see. You guys have got to let me know how many people you see picking up that slogan that I come out with. My slogan. I should copyright it. Yes, I will be putting up the thumbnail for Thursday, probably tomorrow. Once I get it up, I've got to send Martin and Jules and Kurt the link so they can get in backstage and be able to get on panel. I got to keep my mind straight because I forget, right? I forget a lot. So I got to write everything down or I'll forget. But yes, there is Martin, and he's saying, thanks, folks. So yes, we will be doing that Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Watch for the thumbnail for that to go up tomorrow after the Brian Koberger hearing. We are going to be live. You're going to be able to see everything that's going on in the courtroom tomorrow. It's not like this one in Colorado where we can't live stream it. I can live stream this. So we're going to see Brian Koberger. And I mean, tempers are flaring. The families are not happy. The only ones that have no input on it are Ethan's family. They want nothing to do with it. They're just going to be happy that it's over and done with. Whereas the other families are not happy with the prosecution and what they've done. And they do want to make it known to the judge that they're not happy, that they do not want this going through, that they want the trial to happen. Now, is the judge going to accept the plea bargain? We don't know. We're going to find out tomorrow. Okay? So with that being said, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I will see you guys all tomorrow for the Brian Koberger. We will be able to watch that one live. I can live stream it. I will meet you all here. I am going to go live. Let me see. I think I've got it already up. Let me just check over here so I can tell you guys what time. See, I forget already. Let me just see. Live tomorrow. Come on. At 12:30 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern. So 12:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, be here. And we are going to go over the Brian Koberger hearing. We're going to watch it live. You guys are going to be able to see him. I wonder if he's going to be in jail clothes or if he's going to be in his suit again. As far as I'm concerned, he should be in jail clothes, right? But we'll see. We'll be able to see him tomorrow, and we'll see what he's wearing and everything else. And we'll see what happens in the courtroom tomorrow. I think it's going to be explosive. Explosive. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go because my butt is hurting. I've been sitting on only half my butt because the other side's burnt, 3rd-degree burns. So I've got to go and be able to rest a little bit. So I will see you guys tomorrow, 12:30. Just past lunch, half an hour past lunchtime. And we are going to watch the Brian Koberger plea hearing, A Deal with the Devil. Go check out my thumbnail for it. And like I said, if you guys see anybody using my slogan, look out. Jean says AK Rocks was falsely accused of hacking into the WebEx. So was I. When Kurt went in front of the judge and cleared his name, then the defense tried to say that it was me, and they questioned Kurt about me, and he's saying, no, man, she didn't do it either. So, okay, so we'll do the remainder, yes, tomorrow. Okay, Nana. So I'm going to wrap it up like I always do. I'm going to say it like I always do. Please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Always be aware of your surroundings. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you, mods. You guys rock. You're the best. I will see you guys all tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, for the Brian Koberger plea hearing. I love you guys to the moon and back. Bye-bye for now.